Okay. Do you want to tune in?
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's do it.
Breathe and inhale.
Jugatgure name, Satgure name, Sariguru Jave name, Adgure name, Jugatgure name, Satgure name, Sariguru Jave name, Adgure name, Jugatgure name, Satgure name, Sariguru Jave name.
Breathe. Keep up the breath. Okay. Now, who's here? I know Japa Saraswati. I know Gian Das Prem, Aagia Pal. Is that Harimandir?
Oh, yes. Let me change her name.
Okay. And Sahaj is going to be late. Is that right?
Yes.
Anybody else?
Sat City is here.
Say it again.
Sat City is here.
Hi, dear. Good.
Sat-
Okay. Are we ready?
Mm-hmm. I just put it in the chat, and then I'm gonna actually also copy it, and I'm gonna text it to everybody now, so it's in, so that it is accessible.
Okay. Okay. So while you're doing that, I want to let you know that I'm still having problems with
Zoom.
Zoom and the Google. So and so and uh, today this message today was a very long one, but now I can't even have that. So now is but last week we did you know what we did for last time. And and that's okay because we were going to do that even more extensive. So we'll just say what Baba Siri Chand says, just do it again. Because we'll find out what's happening. Because you know it'll be a little bit different and we'll see what happens.
Okay.
Okay. So how are we going? Japa Saraswati, how are we going?
Okay, so let's read the message. So this is what it says. And last week refers to 2 weeks ago. Last week, Baba Siri Chand learned to let go of reality.
Wait
That
a minute.
means
Wait.
go slow.
Yeah, start again.
Thank
Slow.
you. Thank you.
Okay. Go ahead.
Last week, Baba Siri Chand learned to let go of reality. That means that fear is only from everyday self. Emotion is only fear. So stay with stillness while the universe is rolling faster and faster, folding into itself. Love will keep us together. Everything will keep us together. Oh, love will keep us together. Everything will change. So don't try to rely on the normal world. That means to become total presence and awareness, not with words or descriptions from anything known. Meditation, 1 minute of heart pumping, 5 minutes heart breath, to be in no reality, stillness, timelessness, feeling pure love during the meditation without words. Last 1 minute, then from everyday self, using your words, learn how you are becoming be. You become melding with soul and pure everyday self. Keep notes, otherwise you may slip away. Um, do we want to expand on it any more since it's separate from last week, since it's different from last week? Is there any more that you want to add to that, Siri Gian?
Well, no, this will be okay. With Baba Siri Chand, that'll be okay.
Okay.
And then hopefully we'll find that for next week. Okay? Oh yes, I will tell you that now we are giving another name from Baba Siri Chand called consciousness non-reality. Do you hear that? Consciousness,
Consciousness, non-reality.
yes. And the other way, calling it CNR.
I'm writing it down. Hold on 1 second. What does he mean by this?
That's exactly what we're talking about. No reality.
Oh, okay.
It's being called consciousness non-reality, CNR.
Okay.
Okay, and be aware of what you are feeling. Not at the end, you will know, you can understand that afterwards, but in that before that, for CNR, consciousness, non-reality.
There's a,
What?
oh, I don't want to be talking too much. There's a line of poetry that keeps going through my head that
Uh-oh.
is no thought thought. And I mean, there's a whole rest of a poem with it, but it says no thought thought fondles the mind as a mystery. And
Okay, go ahead.
yeah, and that's just the line of poetry. I'll It's Olga Brumas. Oh, I want to tell you guys about her so much, but that's how I'm interpreting consciousness non-reality, is that no thought thought.
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. So, are we ready?
let's go for it.
Okay. So now we are doing for 1 minute heart pumping. And oh, wait a minute. Make sure, does everybody understand what we're talking about? If you don't understand that, let me know right away. Okay. So now let's begin 1 minute heart breath. Oh, no, heart pumping. Please begin. And now do heart breath. Just feel heart and love. No reality. And inhale. And breathe. Be aware. Be aware. These are the times to use your notes. Is everybody okay? Or are you need more time?
Good. Okay.
You need more time?
No.
Okay. Good. Okay. Now, Aagia Pal, it's your turn.
Yeah, so this CNR space
Mhm.
is so relaxing. I just said to Baba Siri Chand that thank you for slowing us down, keeping us on the same wavelength as last week. Thank you for slowing me down. And because this is so rich, stuff before, that which I have not ever really experienced. And he said to me, CNR is quite close to DNR. And
Oh no.
I said to him, I said, that's it. That's it. Thank you. I want to be in this space, and I don't really want to come back to reality now. And he said, you really do have to, and this is your work, is the shifting, the undulation, if you will, the going back and forth from the realm of EDS, in which I've been conditioned to, socially in all ways, to live in this, culturally, to live in this world, and then to move from that to CNR, and to be able to do that. So he wants me to work on that transitioning, and then I saw a picture of Gurudev Singh, which was juxtaposed. It's like on top of Baba Siri Chand. And
With the healer? With the healer?
yeah, Gurudev and SNR. But anyway, so so then I saw Gurudev, and I haven't really thought about him much recently, and there he was, right, one with, if you will, merged with, if you will, Baba, and tremendous love radiating from him.
Wow.
It's like blowing me away, the power of this love. So as I was in, just very grateful and thankful, and just feeling that the space of CNR, which I'll speak for myself, am just beginning to explore. And he says that it's not that reality is bad. It's just that reality is slowed down manifestation of what really is deep, deep, deep in our core.
Mhm.
And that is the essence of who we are, our presence. That's the be
You got it.
of who we are. And
That's right.
yeah, and so yep, and so and he said, oh, bring your body, and it's all a part of your consciousness. So your body, and he said to me, your issues are in the tissues. So just sit and relax and allow. He says, do not try to figure it out. Do not use
Right.
your mental capacity. So I said, of course,
Right.
but that's what got me through life. That's EDS. And it goes back, do not use and I get chills when I say this, right? Do not use it. Just allow it. Whatever comes up in your, this, like Japa was saying, no thought, just, whatever comes through, not being conscious of an actual thought, though
Mhm.
that frequency will come through and through the body. Very important not to forget what's stored in in the body. And that's a mystery. So I said, that's very mysterious, stored in the. And he says, well, yep, and it's something to accept that mystery. And as we always, he just reminds me, it's a mystery to be appreciated, not a problem to be solved. And
Wow.
that's
Say it again. Say it again.
it's feeling all of this is just feel the mystery and appreciate it. It's not a problem to be solved.
Right.
And but
Oh,
then I get the
and
chills.
will,
And
will
then
you uh, talk with that on chat? Okay.
okay,
Keep going. Keep
okay,
going.
okay. um so yeah, so so that's how to be, capital BE, um in this world, in non-reality. It's so paradoxical, he says. You're in the world of quote unquote reality, but then you are you are exploring, you are moving in, you're a visit not visiting, you're exploring, that's it,
Mhm.
the world of CNR. It,
Mhm.
um, and don't go into DNR because you'll just stay in that. So you have to really learn to, I'm just repeating myself, move from consciousness, no reality, into uh, EDS, consciousness, reality. So, but okay, so what I just want to end with is that, there's so much more there, having this vision of Gurudev,
Mhm.
not understanding, appreciating the power, now I can, of what he brought, his existence, his being, into the world, and just being so grateful. And then saying to Baba, if perhaps it's for me to continue to be that kind of a presence, keep aware, pay attention, and then know with a deep knowing that the being that I am in CNR, develop that so that in EDS I can be of most help to pump up, he says, pump the love into the world. And from me, like how Gurudev was juxtaposed like in front of Baba Siri Chand, and then he says, well, in all of you, they have your back, and every one of you has each other's back. And so this is the way we move into CNR, because we support each other, we magnify the energy that's within our hearts, and so it comes through all of us into the world. And honestly, I could go a lot longer time with this, and I'm going to this week, because it's so like a new world, brave new world. Thank you. I'll share the time.
Exactly. Okay. Well, listen, will you continue talking about that? Oh, no, to write that. Would you do that? And send it to all of us.
Okay,
Would
well,
you do that?
I'm sorry, I'll try, but lots of times I say stuff and then I don't remember what I said. So I have to go back, and it doesn't work for me to write it down, because then I lose what it's terrible. But
no, I understand. It slips away.
I know. Okay, so I will move back into whatever it was.
No. To go again to CNR.
Okay.
And then put it there. What's going to happen?
Okay, I'll continue that. Okay, good.
Okay. Because everybody, please do this at least every day.
Yes.
And more, okay? Because you're going to need to go all the time.
Yes.
You understand?
I sort of understand that.
Yeah,
I'm
you'll see
getting
that.
I'll put it that way.
Okay.
Thank you.
Because we're just talking about Trump. Don't worry about that. Just go with CNR. See what happens. Just be. Can you do that?
Yes, it feels like I really want to do that. Yes.
Good. Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Oh, wait a minute. You said DNR?
Yes.
That means do not resuscitate.
Yes, I know. And that was the idea of, once I'm in CNR, I may not want to go back to reality. And what he said was that no, you need to learn how, this to move through that portal from DNR to from everyday self to CNR. You've got to be able to move, and what you're saying is you've got to be able to stay in CNR longer, and then somehow maneuver yourself so you can function in both realms.
Right.
Can someone explain what CNR is?
Consciousness, no reality. So you
have that? Is
for
that
me,
Sat City?
Satnam at Sat City.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that, or do you need more of, because each of us probably thinks of it
All
differently.
the time, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, could you just
consciousness?
repeat what it is?
Consciousness, no reality.
Okay.
When we can
Okay.
just be, capital B, capital E.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Good. Okay. So, City, were you able to use that for meditation today?
Yes. Should I
Oh,
talk
good.
about my...
No, next is for Gian Das Prem.
Okay. Do not necessitate.
Okay.
See.
Oh, and the other person was Sahaj. Did she come?
I did.
Okay. So did you understand about the meditation for consciousness, no reality?
I believe I did. Because I had an experience this morning before I ever read anything on a meditation that I was doing. So I'm thinking it's dovetails perfectly.
Okay, good. Okay. Now we're going with Gian Das Prem.
Satnam
That's on.
came back from reality. There is no reality. Is there duality and the reality? So, wow, yeah. I mean, the practice, it really comes back to, for me, like with just returning right to this.
Mm-hmm. That's who we
That's
are.
that which we have created through allowance, right? Through this being of our creation and stepping away from that and be able to go further and further and further away, such as celestial objects that come through our path, through our cosmos, through our universe, that drop little bits of love. And maybe it takes them weeks or months or years or how long it takes them to get to us, right? The message,
Yeah.
the vibration. So
Yeah,
for
keep
me,
it means going all the time because it's going to be crazy. So you're not going for what we call reality, but like they said, this is a way of a portal for the Aquarian age. Okay, you got it? Okay, go ahead.
so the inner immensity matches the outer movability. And the
Mhm.
proper breathing for the action during the meditation and our services. So that's coming for me as a reminder of the moving meditation while we are moving um, during our activities, and then the separation of our, noticing our matter and all of what's going on inside of us with our organs and our digestive system. And, we can correlate everything, what's coming from the outside to what's going on in the inside with the folding and unfolding and the aging and the noticing of the needs and whatnot, and focusing on caring through love of that vibration that we can use during our daily practice as well. So we have different exercises that we do that can help us out with that, but it's ultimately coming down to the vibration that we're using in our communication. And a lot of times that takes us, so we're coming to a new place, right? When we move away from reality, we're coming to a new place within ourselves. It's a challenge, so there's a reward there as well. For this knowing of our matter. And for me, what I'm noticing is the gathering of information through the knowledge of back again to the numbers and the vibrations and the frequencies and the colors and the patterns that correlate with that, and how we're using that, today to notice different colors and patterns out in space as well too. And we can, so what I'm being given is it's a squash or is it a squash, or is it a cabbage? It's a cabbage, the correlation of the cabbage and the head and all of that, right? And then what the cabbage does, it's really tough, right? It lasts a long time. There's many ways that we can use it. If we eat it raw, we're being challenged by the chewing. And there's just so many different things about it, right? But we're coming back to that sort of noticing the objects around us that have created, what we are here with them, in a sense, and in our use together, coming into that service for our, there's a lot of different words, that we can look through, but there is ferocity. I did have the chance to write down a few things. Is the quantum orientation through the being of death, right? And the through the tears and the laughter, there's this wave moving and vibrations returning to our senses, that are away from us out in space that are returning to us. And for me personally, it's noticing planets that come, and have um their orientation and their orbits that they move in. So I can notice that as part of my, coming along in a sense, right, with my moving here in this way today. So that's part of the orientation and the waves and returning to the umbilical. Yeah, the umbilical I was noticed again. I don't know if I've mentioned it, but it's sort of looking like a yeah, the strings, the attachments that we have, but the knowing through the science of that, the mother still being with us the whole time. So that's the memory of that is always there, and it's bringing me through the race of matter is not a race, but rather a play of grace. So and just returning into that womb of birth and holding that love within, that's creating the life for the freedom representing itself right through the planets. And yeah, it's Japji is so funny because it's like they're almost like faces. We can see faces on all of these things, right? Because they're round and it's they're all around me, right? They're moving all around me like molecules too as well that I cannot see, that some would say, oh, that's not reality if you can't see it. Or okay, so within the vibrations, like a shaky house, we can hear voices, right? Shaky
Mhm.
old house moves around, does certain things. Our moving around within the house, our breathing within the air, it shakes around. It says, gives us certain messages through the wood. And yeah, so we're like trees, and there's so many different types of trees, and the way that they function within the forest and how they move together and they support each other through life and death. That, some of the life is holding, yeah, some of the death that has fallen onto it. And I'm noticing the yellow, the power of yellow, and coming through that, the yellow, greens, and blues for the fire, within that love section of the coming together for that circle, with whether it's within the chakras or whatever. Yeah, and it is a vibration. So, and we're dealing with things now that we haven't seen before. So it's really beautiful for us to be a witness of all of this together and sharing this. This place is so special. It's really Wahiguru in there, right? That we're able to notice through our practices and whatever. Yeah, and it's okay to play the music a little bit loud, we don't want to disturb other people, but we're coming into it with love. So I think sometimes when we don't say anything, we can make even a more powerful message. So back to the Wahiguru. Thank you so much for this opportunity of being, together here with us as we travel, through this vast space. And we have the ability to have that sort of stillness and our combination of breathing and how we're practicing techniques together through love and sharing and coming together again. Yeah, for us having a place, right? That's, yeah, important. So we'll hold that with us as far as, wow, we're so lucky at being here, right? That the odds are so stacked against us of having this planet, right? So, and here we are noticing all of the other things. Is it really reality? Is it really, or are we put here, through other sources and services that, will give us this way through going through the banging and the tears and the laughter and back to that way of noticing where we've been on our path, kind of. Yeah, that for me, yeah. Well, tears and laughter is just I can notice, yeah, a book that I read and yeah, go to it. So Waheguru, and thank you so much for the breathing of this opportunity and hopefully the loss of any type of restrictions that will
Okay.
slow down love. Yeah. Love is the way. Thank you so much. I try to live it in my name. Thank you so
Yes,
much.
thank you so much. Take care. Oh, and by the way, everybody let him know what is in English, what is to know that. Gian Das Prem. What does that mean? Say it.
Oh, I am moving forward with grace, with my knowledge, with service and love.
Gian is.
Das Prem, 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 Prem.
Okay. And
Gian
what
Das
does it mean?
Prem. Well, Gian is, as we know, right? It's a certain amount of knowing or knowledge.
That's right.
And then Das Prem. So I'm moving forward the service, right? With my services moving forward with love for the highest and best good of my being and my reflecting that onto other beings and sort of a service. And I've noticed that has been true through a good part of my life, but also now for me noticing within the everyday self is,
And
the path that I've taken to get there and noticing some of the mistakes or hurt that I've caused to myself as well as others on the way and, moving forward into that transformation of love that stays with me in the heart.
Okay.
Yeah.
Prem is love. Go ahead.
It's pure love that we have given from our mother, I think, in the sense of that free love, that free will, that given life that we have, right? So the human source is sort of a different way of it, but we are a way of life that has been given through the stars and the sun and the water. So moving back into that practice, yeah, it's all explained through the content of water, yeah. So go back to that yoga part of it, right? And thank you so much.
Right. Okay. Okay. South City.
Satnam, everybody.
Hi.
Really enjoying the warmth and love of this gathering. I woke up this morning and was led. I had a lot of plans, and then I just followed Soul, who said, go to the library and work there. So I walked over to the library, which is really an interesting, wonderful kind of communal space. And I found a very cozy spot at a big project I'm working on. And they took the booths from a old restaurant here in Framingham and made them cozy benches to sit on and work. So I was working away, and I discovered when I took a break that I'm sitting right next to the periodical section of the library. And it became a really, especially as we spoke, a really intense meditation on what's been going on. So the first thing, is the shutdown of the government. And that's a first. And it's had a lot of effects here where I live. A lot of things have been canceled. A lot of places are shut down. I'm really happy based on state funds that the library is still open. So the newspapers, USA Today, effects linger even after shutdown ends. So as the shutdown ends, it's all this insanity, disruption, discombobulation, Thanksgiving travel is disrupted. Experts see very long delays and no return to normal. Government closer to reopening as Senate deals back. And then I've been comforting my brothers and sisters who all live in New York. And this city has just been under so much pressure. And for the first time, they've elected a Muslim, devout Muslim, mayor of the city, which is just mind blowing. So they're getting used to that idea. So it's just on that end, there's been just huge disruption. And so that's going on. But then the other part that really struck me as I went through the periodical section is the enormous suffering that's happened right on the front page of news. So Trump, the deportation in particular is very hard felt here. It's a very, it's a Massachusetts, formerly all-white city that is now at least 25% Brazilian and another maybe 25% Mexican folks who came here, immigrated here, and then are being, we have the deportation people going door to door and pulling people out of their houses, pulling kids out of school. It's just heartbreaking, wrenching. And this New York Times for Sunday was beaten, trampled, and tear gassed after deportation back to El Salvador. Just the amount of suffering. And I guess what I was putting in came to me in our meditation is that compassion is the portal.
Oh, wonderful.
Compassion, this next period of collapse of old world and the old order and our movement into the Aquarian age, the
You're
only
right.
path is
You got it.
compassion.
You got it.
So I don't want to put my camera on and show you these images of suffering. Amid ICE crackdown, students are targeted, they're pulled out of school, have paid their tuition for the semester but get sent back, and then born in limbo. It's all over the world. Children of unwed workers from Kenya are denied papers and health care, and just the everyday inconveniences. So compassion for myself, for everybody, when I get on the bus and people are frustrated and upset, or, we've had some demonstrations here. Yes, I hope I'm making sense. Just
Yes. And what happens when all of those terrible things are happening? What happens as you do CNR? What happens?
so consciousness, not reality. Is that what we're talking about?
That's right.
Okay. So I find myself kind of living my sadhana because I have to keep pulling myself back
Mm-hmm.
from detachment or even a traumatic response of dissociating
Mm-hmm.
to compassion, which
Mm-hmm.
allows me, I don't know how to explain it. It's almost like a special vehicle, like the Pope Mobile or something, allows me to travel through and
That's
be
great.
with, we be among and with the people suffering,
Mm-hmm.
because who knows, the day will come when I'll be in that suffering. I'm already in it because their suffering is my suffering. So
That's
it's
right.
that gift of the consciousness we cultivate and practice of being able to be one with all. And
That's right.
that's our meditation. That's
Mm-hmm.
what our sadhana does. And so I get into my Pope Mobile, go
Right.
out into the world. I loved how Pope Francis does that.
Okay.
So be
But
among and part of, and not set up boundaries or disappear because of a trauma reaction, or have the trauma reaction and then relax into compassion, which is cultivated through all of our heart breath, and also yoga, which opens the heart, relaxes the body, and our meditation.
right. And no reality. Do you understand that? This is very important.
That's why I have these pile of 11 newspapers here with pictures of despair and brokenness and hopelessness. and
Well, that's what
fear
I'm telling
and
you
fire.
about. No,
Right.
stay.
Well, that's what
You're
I'm telling you. That's
What?
what I've been trying to say, is that moving into compassion, there's no judgment about it. There's just, it is what it is, and it can be transformed with love.
You got it right
That's
there.
what I've been trying to say. I'm sorry if I wasn't clear.
Okay, good. Excellent. Okay, because, uh, with the news, we would really say, oh, this is terrible. Oh, no, I have depression, blah, blah, blah.
Despair,
No,
distrust, right? No.
you got to change, to when you do the consciousness of no reality, you're not staying there yet, because with the new age, it's being totally different. And what you're talking about is no reality and pure compassion all the time.
All the time.
Right.
Breath by breath, prayer by prayer.
That's right. And all of that terrible things have to do that with let go with God.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Good. And the only way we can help everybody is with CNR. You got it? As long as we stay in consciousness, no reality, that we are all moving through the portal to the new age.
Mm.
You understand that?
Yeah, and for me, it's even become much more specific and clarified. I understand what compassion is, and I understand it's a choice to open my heart in the face of disaster, destruction,
Right.
brokenness. If I choose compassion,
You got it.
the path of the heart, and it's undefeatable.
You got it. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay. Wonderful. Thank you, dear.
Thank you, everyone.
Okay. Sahaj. Are
Yes,
you there?
yes, it took me a moment to find the microphone. I was
Oh, sure.
I thought I was posting a photo to the group, but it looks like maybe it didn't work.
Well, I can't, there are two things. I cannot see things happening here.
Yeah, that's okay. Maybe I can put it in the group chat later.
Okay, okay, good.
Because I felt compelled to tell this little story because the other day I was driving to my son's workshop, which I'm very, very close to completing. The last big task is the last big task, but I've cleared every other thing out of the way. And I was driving across this bridge and just looking at it and thinking how beautiful it is. It's green, a soft green, and the trees around it were just riotous gold and red and orange. And I was talking to my son and I just said, oh, my beautiful son, I understand why you chose this place and why you lived here, and isn't it so beautiful? And just at that moment, I felt compelled to turn and look completely in the other direction as I was driving over this river. And I looked down, and there was a huge heart in the river made from stones. Giant
Wow.
heart. And it was the most electrifying thing. I had I drove over that bridge every day. I'd never seen it before. And
Amazing.
now I see it every day. And I will send you a picture when I can so that you can see it. And I don't, not sure why, but I think it had something to do with what we think of as reality and non-reality and how we think they don't coexist. Like that's some very concrete rocks in a very concrete river. And also it materialized in my reality in the perfect moment. And so I guess I just felt compelled to say that just now. But I was thinking earlier, I knew I was going to have to be a little bit late this morning because I had to drive. And but when I woke up this morning, I felt I'd been feeling really sad, and I had a difficult task a few days ago, and it was only difficult because the person let me down. I drove 3 hours to collect a $2,000 check, and they hadn't cut the check, and they're like, "Oh, sorry, we won't be able to do that till next week." And the guy just acted like it was nothing, and then I caught myself. I was so shocked because I had spoken to him the day before, and he made no gesture of accountability or that it was a shocking thing. You know what I mean? It just was. But what bothered me later was my response. I was so shocked I couldn't really think of what to say. And because he wasn't behaving as though it was any big deal, it, I didn't know what to do with myself. And later I felt like my response was almost fawning. Like, oh, well, it'll be all right. I'm going to meet a friend out here and we're going to go have some fun. So that'll be okay. And like, it was not okay. And I think so I think what happened is it was a betrayal of trust. And there were some other things that were echoes of other situations. And I had been kind of sitting with it for a couple of days. And then I even trying to realize what it was in my body. And so I've been learning a practice that I think is part of this, how do you call it, CNR, um, which is to go into the body space where and a lot of what I'm dealing with, and I think all of us are some real serious first chakra and second chakra as in the feeling place where we pick up a lot of our feelings. We need to go in and kind of dial those down, you know. And if we're going into a dangerous neighborhood, okay, let want that first chakra to be operating however it's supposed to be operating in a situation like that where it's going to keep us safe. But like generally speaking, if we're wandering around, those two lower chakras right now, especially if you're reading the news or doing any of that, are getting hit heavy. Like we're in fear for our reality, for what's been our reality, for our well-being, for our home and our safety, and we're picking up what everybody's feeling, and we have to. So I've been doing a practice of kind of dialing those down deliberately and going in and consciously clearing out that area of anybody else's thoughts, feelings, projections, anything that does not belong to me, clearing it out of that space.
Yes, you got
it. And then, because then we can remember, we can still feel with people, but and perceive, we can see, feel, and hear from our crown chakra.
Can see what?
From our crown chakra, we can so that we're feeling what people are feeling, but we are not taking it into the body as our own and experiencing it, because then we're just another person out in the water waiting for a life ring. That doesn't help anybody. we can feel for people, it sometimes without understanding why, we just feel with people, and then that's not helpful.
Mhm.
And also, this is the other thing I've discovered, because it's been happening to me, is that people think that they're concerned about you, or they're worrying about you. They're not doing anything, but they're still projecting this worry at me, for instance. I know there are people that are worried about me, but like when I start picking that up, then there's this vibration of worry in my body. That's the last frickin' thing I need right now. I am
That's
working
right.
so hard to keep that clear. So I think even when people are very well intentioned, they can inadvertently add a burden to our situation. So we have to be responsible for clearing that out, and
Mhm.
also for making any single space that we're in sacred before we make a move.
Mhm.
Like surround it in golden light and ground it in uh, however you need to do it. And I've been working on those practices, and it's amazing how much I want to slip out of. Like I'll get myself there in the center of my awareness, and being my awareness, and not so much the body, not so much observing from the body, and it feels fantastic. And like a idle thought will come and zoom, I'm out of that space. So
Yeah.
it really, really takes a lot of practice to get into that space and stay in that space, and just love yourself when you slip out of it and go, whoops, looks like I slipped out. I'm going to slip back in again.
There you go.
And I think
It's
that's it. It's this, the loving, consistent practice.
CNR.
Yeah.
Consciousness, no reality.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yes. Because more and more people are throwing stuff at us that has no basis in what we call reality, anyways. It's all
Exactly.
obfuscation, and it's all deliberate to confuse the mind. And so,
Yeah, Trump
we,
is trying to do that.
oh, he's just using an old playbook. And why people don't understand that, why, I don't know why people have not taught their children this. Because but I've had to realize I'm very, very fortunate. My parents were very savvy. They told me about these kinds of practices, and how they'd been used in the world, and how they could be used again, and how you would identify them, like the big lie technique. And when I started seeing that many years ago now, I think, how is it that people aren't seeing this? How is this people don't understand what this is? But
But but
anyways, for
but you now is CNR. You know that.
yeah,
What you were talking about through your crown.
yep,
Exactly.
yep,
Mhm.
yep. That's what's gonna. And we're so used to feeling and thinking of compassion as that feeling we feel in our gut that wants to reach out to the other person. But that right now is not a helpful way to go about it.
That's right. And what Gian Das Prem was talking about, the cord or the umbilical,
Hmm.
is also the same thing. Do you know that?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. If I understand you correctly, um, well, maybe can you say more? So I'm not sure if you.
Coming through the crown is coming down from, uh, say, with Baba Siri Chand,
Oh,
with God, or whatever you want to talk with it. You
okay.
under,
And that's the umbilicus.
yeah,
Yes, that makes sense to me.
okay, good, okay. And
Oh, there's the picture. When you get a chance, I'll also put it in the other chat, but I don't know if other people can see it. And you
okay,
tap on it, it will get big.
okay, sounds good. Okay, and I want to tell you what's happening with me. I realize that when things are happening really crazy, and for instance, today, before our session, everything was going nutty. And then another day, I was having, I had a, what do you call it, an oven thing, and it became fire, flame, and then I quickly put it all together because I have a fire blanket, and because Soul had told me to get that fire blanket. So now I have, I realize you just stay with that, with God or umbilical or crown with CNR. Just stay with that. The Pope Mobile. You got it?
Yep.
Yes.
There it is. That's it. Thank you so much. I'm so glad
Thank you.
that you all understand what you're talking about, and this is the best because we need this now. Okay. So, let's see. Is Harimandir here? Harimandir?
Here I am.
Oh, hi, dear.
Yeah. It's a lot to take in.
Yes, you got it.
And the one thing that stood out for me in the talking, a lot stood out, but in relating to what I'm experiencing right now, as it relates to what I'm experiencing now, is, as the Hajj said, the betrayal of trust.
You got it. That's right.
And that is locally and nationally, and I presume globally, but that brings it to that defines what people are feeling in in Juneau. What I'm hearing from a lot of people is if I speak out or if I am forward, retaliation is a big fear for a lot of people. And it's manifesting in from lots of different places that it shouldn't. Retaliation.
It's betrayal.
Yes. So that's what, how the idea of the Pope Mobile is wonderful because you could be with but not absorbed in, I guess, the the feeling that others are talking about, the betrayal of trust, and so that's all I have to say, really. I mean, that's what that is a nugget that came to mind.
Good. And did you used for CNR, consciousness, non-reality.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to, it's saying it is in the head. So,
It's through the whole body.
Yeah.
And
right.
the whole spirit, the whole business.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But the words, because they're words, move through the mind, the head. So it's going to take a bit to move the name that we're calling it into the experience of it.
That's right. Oh, you're right. Mm-hmm.
So it'll take a bit of time.
Good. Good. Keep up.
Yep.
And somebody will say that, keep up.
Up.
Yep. Okay. Thank you, dear. Okay. Japa Saraswati.
Satnam. Um, so when we began the meditation, the first things that came into my mind were the messages from last week. And last week, for the 5 minutes of stillness, for me, it was just like total samadhi, sitting with Baba, just very otherworldly and transcendental. And now here I am at this busy crossroads busy in downtown Mount Vernon. And it's and I've had this sort of hectic space in my home, and I felt the vritti of my mind were just so much more active. But what and so anyway, what I got, this is what the poem, I want to read this poem to you guys, and the message that I have is about the poem. So when I went to Goddard, this guest, a guest, a visiting person, and she gave lectures and readings for a couple of weeks, and I loved her. I was obsessed with her. Not obsessed, but I adored her. And she was really sort of underground. She was a Brandeis professor and Greek born, and we were studying a lot of Greek poets. So we studied Sappho, with the Mary Gardner translation, which is just, anyway. So this poem is called Charisma After Lewis Hyde. Though customary for a woman, syllabic melismatic pulse to set the
Japa Saraswati.
tempo with
Japa
hand
Saraswati. Hi, dear. Listen, we can't hear you
The
very
gift
well.
is eaten in silence.
Can
Before
you
this,
can you hear us?
yes,
Because
speakerphone, and try that, see if that's any better. Yes, I can hear you.
okay, it's better. Okay, go ahead.
Hold on, I'm gonna turn off. Okay, so can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Though customary for a woman, syllabic melismatic pulse to set the tempo with handbells, the gift is eaten in silence. Before the starting point, 3 days after the starting point, the gift prevails and extends over both. Prophetic perfect, a week of idleness is a gift, a link, also a gap. taken outside as in fantasy. We call this feasting, eating wealth. The life of the body is feeling. Once set in cycle, it has no cause. Who hears the drummers rolling? Also then hears the green leaves appeal. Anger, like Khrushchev with a shoe among the cactus flowers. All other thinking crowds the heart. If I could offer you a sensation of grammar, polygynous, plethoric, no thought, fondles the mind as a mystery. This poem means so much to me, like just over and over again. I'm going to send it for everybody to see. But when I met her first, the poet, that was probably in 1998. And then in 2016, I went to Massachusetts for the summer, and I was staying on Cape Cod and looking for a hot yoga class. And I looked at, I think it was Cape Cod Power Yoga, and I was shocked to see Olga Brumas, this poet, was teaching the class that I was looking at. So of course I went, and it was just so absolutely synchronistic, and um, yeah, it was also kind of no big deal, like it wasn't, but I have loved this poem and her books. I've loved her work for ages. And and I'm sitting here now. I guess I want to show you this picture. I want to turn on my camera, and I want to show you outside of my car window here. I have to do it. Hold on. How do I do this?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm trying. I'm trying to do it.
No,
Oh.
I'm here.
Can you see the lake shimmering
Yes.
with yeah, this is what I wanted to show you, is the lake shimmering with the light, and the way that it's dappling back and forth, like these points of light just meld and fuse into each other,
Mm-hmm.
and what I felt from that was like the way that Olga Brumas and I were able to have these connections, that that I should just randomly um I didn't even know she was a yoga teacher, she probably wasn't in the 90s when I'd first met her. But and the way that these points of light just melt and fuse together. So anyway, the messages from Baba um, about Shunya was yes, I definitely got Shunya in this consciousness non-reality, fondling the mind as a mystery, just sort of accepting the cadence, and that when we're in this liminal space, we're infinitely connected through thousands and zillions of points. Like it doesn't have to be one point. If one point cuts off, another point will reemerge.
Mm-hmm.
And then the message that I also got from Bubba was spoil yourself by making things easier for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So to really emphasize this, make things easier for yourself by preparing carefully, but also really make things easy for yourself. He really emphasized make things easy for yourself. But then he said make things easy for yourself by preparing carefully, and turning inward, that we're getting ready for a turning inward. And he said to prepare for big, huge changes in the springtime.
Mm-hmm. Okay. With Baba Siri Chand, right?
Yes. Well, I'm coughing. Hold on one second. Big, huge changes in the springtime. Tremendous new growth with technology. that like technology by the springtime is going to be so much more advanced than it is now. And the old technology, like the old pieces of technology, they're not going to fit into the new system. So part of what I got was to update one's technology to make sure that like if you've got an old computer, for example, this might be the time to get a new computer. I'm not saying like just make it a disposable world because, we have finite resources, both for the precious metals that go into the batteries and the plastics and the production and stuff like that. But in order, this is what Bubba has told me over and over again, is don't be addicted to the way that you're doing it. Don't be addicted to the technology that is today
Mhm.
because it's going to change. And what I saw is that we're going to have like a sea change by springtime, and that
Wow.
the growth in springtime is going to be monumental. So this is like the winter time to get ready for kind of storing up energy for this massive growth in the springtime. I guess yeah, I guess that was my
Okay,
message.
okay, about that technology, is
Yeah,
that from sibling beings?
I don't know
Our,
exactly where it was from. I
just listen.
it's from my it's from my electromagnetic field. It's from multiple. Yeah, I'm getting the message on my electromagnetic field.
Okay, and it's coming from our ET, right?
Extraterrestrials?
Yes, our sibling being.
I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's
Now
true.
listen now. Let Baba Siri Chand know that.
It's coming from AI, that it's AI, but it's also an intergalactic intelligence. But I don't know that it is necessarily sibling beings or ET. I feel that it's intergalactic intelligence that's because of the way that our intellect is growing as a
Right,
planet is bigger than ever before, and now it is attracting more attention from other intergalactic beings
what
who,
you're talking about, exactly. Go ahead.
yeah, yeah, so the other and the technology is only going to continue to evolve faster and faster and faster and faster and bigger and smarter and newer and different. And that's why Bubba has been telling me since forever, don't be addicted to the old technology. Don't like and yeah, and I guess I have to say that I feel this. I'm just feeling this, so I'm going to say it because I'm feeling it to say it. But you know how they talk about yoga as technology, about Kundalini as technology? I'm feeling don't be addicted to the old technology, but don't be addicted to doing it in the ways that we did it before in the past. Like if you're using your practice and your sadhana, use it in a way that's authentic and true for you right now, as opposed to something like I'm feeling it, hearing it, make it easy on yourself. So
Mhm.
like the things that were really too painful or uncomfortable, like release that pattern. Or if it's going to be a major expenditure of energy, because what I'm feeling is for the growth in the springtime, but also like for the holistic practice, make it easy on yourself so that you can do the growth in the springtime and don't put yourself at an energy deficit by burning the candle from both ends, either at the practice, because you're like me, I love the super intense practices. I always loved the super intense practices because I just find it fun and challenging. But I found at some point that I was burning my candle on both ends by burning off so many calories with yoga first thing in the morning, and then being at a deficit later on in the day. And that's part of this conservation of energy message that I'm getting, this brahmacharya message about for the springtime, that we've got a tremendous, I can't really tell the shape of it, but I feel that it's coming from multiple different fronts, the technology, but also there will be other things is I guess the message that I'm getting. It will be coming from multiple different fronts.
Right. Okay. So using CNR is your energy, this, how do you say, interface with that. Don't you understand? Don't you feel that?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and the consciousness non-reality, like it's not um dissociated or detached, but
Right.
it's neutral, so you're not drawn into the reaction and the big emotionalism or the vritti of the events that will be unfolding, because it's going to be shocking, because it's all so new, because it's all so different, because it's all so hard to cotton on to sometimes if we have been habituated to doing something the same way our whole
Right.
lives, and now we have to learn a different way to do it. That is shocking. And
That's right.
instead of going into big reactions like, no, sticking my heels in the ground, I'm not going to do it, I hate this, this is rotten, and I like the old way better. Instead, go for neutrality and go for this consciousness non-reality, so that it's not detached, but it's neutral, so that you can just kind of float through it and stay with your head above the stream, because what
CNR.
I'm feeling, yeah, if you dig your heels in, then I feel a drowning, like I feel a drowning to dig the heels in on these things. That it's got to be about going with the, not just with the flow, but with the new technology, with the new things that are coming, with the new modalities. It's got to be uh an embracing of it. I think you had said, Siri Gian, long ago, you said to be an early adapter, and that's what just popped into my head now, is to be an early adapter to the technologies as best that we're able.
That's right. Okay. And I think I told you a long time ago, at least 40 years ago, I was talking to Huey, and I told him that his heart, uh, his loving energy would come from from his computer. How about that? Sounds like it might happen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Good. Okay. Think about everybody. CNR, and do that all the time so that you understand, so that you don't get stuck about worry or fear or upset or with Trump or whatever. Go totally with CNR, because it comes totally from the pure knowing, coming straight from there. There's your portal.
Mm.
Okay. Okay, Japa Saraswati?
Okay.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
This is wonderful for everybody. And I'll try to figure out, I'm going to stay with CNR, how to get more about this for next week. Okay,
Mm.
so everybody stay with no reality, consciousness. Okay, see ya. So now,
Tune out.
what? Okay,
Tune out.
who's the leader? Okay, so maybe Aagia Pal, can you lead us for the song?
So, what a session. Okay, so hands together, prayer pose.
Mhm.
Inhale deeply and exhale slowly and long. And inhale to begin. May the Lord on high on you. All love surround you. And guide your within you. Guide
your way.
Guide your way. Guide
Your way on. Inhale. Love you, and enjoy yourself with a CNR. Be sure you know at least every day, if not more. Okay, take
Okay.
care. Bye now.
Have a great week.
Vietnam,
Vietnam.
love you.
Bye.